would like to do is wish all our fathers a very happy Father's Day. And I know you're going to continue the blessing of it as the day goes on, and I'm knowing that you will be deeply appreciated by all those who know and love you, as you are appreciated here and loved here. And so, my dear ones, I don't know about you, but if you read the marquee at times, it's really a laughable thing. All kinds of funny things come up, because there's never enough room to write on it what the real title is. So today's title was supposed to read The Tenacity of Thought, both on the marquee and in your handout. But it happens sometimes you see on the marquee, God and Pancake Sunday, or whatever, you know. And I really should have taken pictures of all of them because they'd make a very funny book. Anyway, here it is. We're in this day today, and we're looking at the tenaciousness, the tenacity, the power, the strength of thought, and the tenacity and the power and the strength of an idea. And God knows we've seen that in evidence in South Carolina on Thursday morning. The strength and the power and the tenacity of an idea, be it true or be it false. Nevertheless, it has power. Now, what happened there, there's no explaining, and there's no reason to it, or logic to it, or rationale to it. There never is. There are never any right or adequate words to describe it, or any right or adequate words to convey the feeling that we feel to those who have suffered great loss and who are in sorrow and sadness and mourning just now. There aren't. The best thing we can do, the ideal thing we can do, is to be in their presence and in their company, quietly supporting them at vigils and prayers and all of that. It's the best that we can do. But the rest is really cold comfort when we think about it. So isn't it interesting that in spite of the fact that all religions, the major religions, teach the one thing, do unto others as you would have others do unto you, and that we are all called to be stewards of this great and beautiful planet, and we are all commissioned to love one another as we have first been loved, and yet, here we are still in the 21st century, lying and cheating and stealing to and from each other and killing each other. And yet we all are called to the same one deep standard and belief. Love one another as you have been loved, and do unto others as you would have others do unto you. I was on a panel in a synagogue a few years ago, and one of the gentlemen in the temple stood and asked me a question. And he said, how come? How come there's so much mayhem and terror and murder and all the rest of it going on in our world? And my immediate response was, because those of us who belong to spiritual communities and embrace spiritual beliefs do not practice what we say we believe and what we say we embrace. That's the only reason for it. We know there's one race, only one, the human race. There's one people, only one, the people of God. And each one of us is created in the image and the likeness of that one, to be the presence and the reflection of that one on this plane. And that's our only purpose for being, to give the Creator an opportunity to express all of its goodness, all of its lifefulness, all of its light, and all of its love through each one of us. We are the formed nature of the Creator, and we haven't a clue most of the time. Not a clue. Because we have so not identified with the truth of our being. We have identified with the form of our being and its ego and its personality. But we have not identified with the truth of our being. It's all about the me and not much about the I am in the way we live our life, in the way we think, in the way we feel, in the way we behave, in the way we segregate ourselves. I can remember once upon a time Teilhard de Chardin's words ringing loud and clear in my lecture room when I was a young student in London University. And the professor was saying, this is what Teilhard de Chardin has to say. That as far as mankind is concerned, he has about just put his foot on the first rung of humanity and civilization. And I remember thinking, well, that's a bit harsh. I mean, we have gone to the moon. But now, of course, as we grow in wisdom and grace, and I look out around and about me, I can understand what the good theologian and anthropologist was saying. I was asked recently if I was ever going to show the golden bag again. Well, today is the day it makes its re-entrance from time to time. So let's see what's in the bag. Ta-da! So what is in the bag today? Okay, let's see. There you go, it's a Bible. And there you go. It's the Holy Quran, the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran. And there you go. It's a heart. Now, I could have taken with me all of the books, but they were too heavy and I couldn't get them quickly enough. I could have taken the Tibetan Book of the Dead. I could have taken in all the beautiful teachings and of all the various religions. But as I say, there's too much to do that. I have all of them. But these have special meaning for me. These two we worked with for 2 years, myself and an interfaith group. Indeed, it was a Muslim group and a Christian group coming together to understand each other more deeply and more fully, and to embrace each other more deeply and more fully as brothers and as sisters. This came to me in a very wonderful and unique way, and I love it. A young man, not soon after I had become the pastor here, walked through the doors there into the sanctuary, into the foyer, and I happened to be in it. And he said, I'd like to speak with the pastor. I said, you're speaking to the pastor. He said, oh, we said, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I have this gift I wish to give to you. It's a book that means very much to me. It's our holy book, and I would like to give it to you with great respect. And I took it, and he said, I know you're going to love all of the writings on Mary, the mother of Jesus. And very kindly, he gave me his information there, and he wrote a gift for Reverend Moira Fox, and it's from this beautiful man, Amon. And that's the front of the book, and he says, book ends here. So we read them differently. It's like the the Jewish writings. You begin at what we would call the back. And I've loved this book, but these two books have been up on a podium in the conference room every time we have come together and entered into each other's way of thinking and feeling and being. And we didn't just study the teachings of both sides, we entered into the liturgy of both sides with each other too. So by the end of it, we knew each other. We knew each other. We had become brothers and sisters, deep, deep friends. There's nothing I wouldn't do for that group. There's nothing that group wouldn't do for me. See, ignorance was obliterated. We have to know each other before we can embrace each other. And the beginning premise of that is we are all the offspring of the Most High. We are all interconnected because of our heritage and our parentage. Like it or lump it, that's how it is. And it's like in any family, there will be disagreements. But that doesn't mean we have to kill each other or cheat each other or steal from each other or malign each other or lie to each other. The people of Charleston have taught us this, that we still need to focus on our healing. We need to be open to our healing, our individual healing, because peace and joy and love and togetherness and unity and healing is a one by one person thing, one individual at a time, healing, becoming peaceful, becoming love-filled, becoming devoted to loving kindness, to answering and responding to the commission to love one another as you have first been loved. Do unto other as you would have others do unto you. That happens one person at a time, not one group at a time. That is why in all of religion, individuals are called, not groups. I was called to the nunnery as an individual, etc., etc. Now, it is my firm belief now, based on everything that moves in me, that we can make the difference, each and every one of us, but only each and every one of us. And it's the each and every one of us making the difference, coming together as a group, that magnifies that personal and individual response and answering the call. I think the call for us today is to wake up a little bit more fully, be present a little bit more fully, be conscious a little bit more fully, be here now a little more often, and understand that wherever you are, with whomever you are, that's exactly the most important thing that's going on in your life right now, regardless of what you may think is ahead of you in the future. Be that 2 minutes from now or 2 years from now. With whomever you are and whatever's going on, no matter the world may call it significant or insignificant, no. For you and for me, it's the most significant thing we could be engaged in right here and right now. Why? Because each one is indeed the emanation and the image and the likeness of the Creator. And what better company could I be in? And who am I to say that because things look differently or people look differently, one is more preferable than another? Not so. We need to grow up now, because it seems to me that that's the challenge. Yes, we have advanced, technologically speaking, enormously. We have amazing mental capabilities. But as far as our emotional growth and development, we're like a four-year-old child playing around with a loaded gun. Now that's scary. That is scary. So emotionally, let's not get cocky. All of us are challenged emotionally. I don't care how wonderful we are as far as our mental prowess is concerned, whether we have 200 in a score of brain power or whatever, or whether we're even operating above the norm, which is 3 to 5% of the use of the brain. Even those who may be using 10%, let's not get cocky. How is your emotional quotient? That's the question. Because that's where the fire is, that's where the passion is, that's where the energy is. And it is energy that moves things, causes things to happen. Don't misunderstand me. I think that we're amazing. I think we're awesome. I think we are magnificent. I think we are beautiful. I think that every single person is not a book, a library of books in and of themselves, and that every single person on this planet is worth all of us sitting at their feet and listening to their story. Every person. Especially the ones who are marginalized. Now, if you go out into a garden, you'll see a garden full of beautiful flowers, and they're all different colors. Color is part of the spectrum of our lives. Color is all around us and about us, and it changes. And it's different. And we're not different from that. We were created different in color too. So what? So what? I like red carnations. I like white carnations. I can even stand the blue and the green ones that they dye. They're fine. Color is part of our experience, and each color adds to the whole spectrum, the tapestry of life, and I would not want it any other way. In fact, I'd like more colors. It would be nice if there were some purple people, although some of us who don't like the color purple would find that very, very difficult. I would like some, pink and oranges and lavenders and a whole, wouldn't that be wonderful? Do you remember Star Wars when they all get together in the bar? There are all kinds of creatures turn up, people, creatures, whatever. They're all hanging out at the bar and they're all having a good time. Nobody's caring whether you have horns or one eye or three eyes or whatever. It's all accepted. It's just part of the wider creation and experience of what it is to be alive and living. The heart is a winged heart. It was given to me a long time ago by a friend, and I have it in my inner sanctum at home. It's a beautiful heart because it's light, because it's winged. It's very light. It has the lightness of life and air and oxygen and all of that around it. But the wings are very peacefully coming together. So it's a peaceful heart. It's a heart at peace, a heart at rest. But interestingly enough, today it felt heavy. Today it's a heavy heart. It's a heavy heart. I think of that young man, Dylan is his name. Who shot 9 people and wounded 3 more. 21 years of age and looks like he's 12. That young man was held by an idea that would not let him go, that possessed him. And as soon as he fired that first shot, he lost his own life. His own life was the first life he lost. Because he was gripped by an idea. Now, I don't know whether he was taught that idea or whether that idea came to him himself. But it was an idea that brought that young man to do what he did. And I am My prayer for him is that he will recover himself. Like the prodigal, he will come to himself so that he can indeed be in sorrow and sadness for the loss that he created in so many lives. In South Pacific, there's one song that it says, you have to be taught to hate. It's not a natural impulse in us. We are influenced from the time we appear with regard to how to think and how to feel and what to believe. I know I grew up in a household with a father and his brother who are on opposite side of the political fence. And when my uncle Michael came to visit, my mother went around and closed all the windows so the neighbors wouldn't hear them shouting at each other. And then she left the kitchen. And they had at it. And there was such passion about an idea. See, the passion we need is the passion that comes from the love-filled, giving-filled, peace-filled heart. I don't know about this young man. I don't know if he was fathered enough, or mothered enough, or given enough, or cared for enough, or embraced enough. I don't know. But I know the call to you and the call to me today is to be enough in representing the truth that we are, in being the image and the likeness of what we're called to be, and to back away from all the politics and rhetoric and the saber rattling and the fist waving, because that does not produce anything but more aggravation and anger. We're asked to step back and be quiet and be still and listen to the inner core of our being that will tell us, judge not, lest you be judged. Love your enemies. Do good to those who persecute you, and pray for those who despitefully use you. In the words of the great master teacher Jesus, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And those family members, those beautiful people who lost so very much, gave us so very much in their forgiveness of that young man. And if they can be without judgment, and if they can do that, who says that you and I cannot do it too? Not just to this young man, but all those people in our own lives against whom we hold grievances, known or unknown, conscious or unconscious. Do I believe that good comes out of everything more and more every single day of my life? I believe that good comes out of everything. Only, though, when you know that good comes out of everything. You can't say, well, I hope so. You have to know it and feel it in your marrow. Good comes out of everything already. Good has come out of everything. People all over the globe have been drawn in unison in support of these people in Charleston. And that is because we are still very immature emotionally, because it takes a terrible thing to happen before we'll rally together and understand that we all belong to each other and we're all interconnected, and that what happens to one of us happens to all of us. But we're growing. We have matured somewhat. But please, to the God within each and every one of us, Let us not have to keep waiting for a disaster for us to grow up and wake up. Let us be of this nature every day of our lives. At least set the intention to be so every morning. So, my dear ones, the question is, how will this affect you? Because it does affect each one of us. How will it affect you for the better? How will it affect you for the good? How can we honor those beautiful people who have gone before us now and know much more than we do now and are in their glory? I'm saying amen and hallelujah and Godspeed to those wonderful people. It's the ones left behind that our prayers are most deeply given to. So how do we make their lives make the difference? By showing up in the way you're going to think, in the way you're going to feel, and in the way you're going to interact with life as a result of that kind of beauty and grace that we have seen in Charleston. It's the question for you. It's the question for me. It's been on my mind since Thursday morning and will continue to be. And I'm open and receptive to the guidance of that infinite within us all to lead us a little bit closer to home as a result of this happening. But know that you are the power, you are the presence, you are the infinite intelligence, you are the responders of spirit in all circumstances of life and living, the joyful and the sorrowful and all the in-between. You are it. You are it. So I namaste that within you, and I have great faith in the individuals in this community. And I know that we are all changed now, and changed for the better. And so it is.